everybody.
Oh,
Hi,
We're back.
we're back again. Hello, we're back.
back again.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of the Argent Airways. Joining me today is Ella Lightris.
Hello, I'm back again for another episode. This one should be fun.
That should be fun. We have Zuyagu.
Hello, I'm here again. Ready to have some fun.
We have Vivian.
Hi, everybody. I'm Vivian. And just a reminder, I'm that mute forsaken that nobody understands. How are you doing? And welcome back.
And we also have two new people today, including Gorgash.
Hello everyone, I'm Gorgash. Might as well introduce my character. Gorgash is you guessed it, warrior of the Iron Wolf clan. And you might, if you see a giant Blackrock orc wielding a giant hammer, there you have me.
He's not hard to spot, trust me.
It's very scary.
Very
but he
scary,
isn't.
yeah. And also, we have our first guest today. We have Li Jing.
Hello everyone, I am Li Jing Rainblossom. I own Rainblossom Brewhouse. I'm a part owner of Tasty Games Tavern, and I'm the chief merchant at the monthly Drag Theater Conclave.
And she makes great Invisi noodles.
Thanks,
Invisi
Vivian.
Noodles. Interesting.
How do you know that?
I was
Well,
going to say,
because-
Vivian eats them. Vivian eats them
Yes.
quite a lot.
Well, she pretends to eat them.
that's
Yeah,
Vivian is
I was
wearing a
gonna,
mask.
I was gonna say, how does an undead, how can an undead taste?
I will say, Li Jing serves the very tastiest of air.
That's
Yes.
true. That taste can bring a dead body back to life.
that's a tagline for you. Oh, well. Anyways, let's move on to our first topic of discussion, shall we? Ella, what have you got for us today?
Oh, okay, so today, first topic I had come up during our roleplay this week actually was in-character portals. And which portals you can actually take in character and which portals aren't there anymore.
This is
Where-
really... Oh, sorry, Ella, spoke over you.
Fine. Is where you can go and stuff through these portals, what you know, which ones are in character?
Okay, so which ones are considered as in character and ones that are considered as part of the game, right?
Yeah.
Essentially speaking.
I
Right,
think
well...
that... Oh, sorry. I think that depends entirely on the RPer. Some people will probably RP that every portal is icy as well. My character also likes to just get around wherever she can, sometimes without a logical explanation. It brings a lot of... well, it's a lot easier that way. But I can understand that some people are a bit more stern about what should or should not be used. For example, when we came to the new zone, Kazalgar, we RP'd that portaling through Orgrimmar and back, or Stormwind and back, was actually very difficult at the time. That the portals were mainly used for soldiers and supplies, and were not supposed to be used casually.
Yeah.
Apparently people have loosened up a little since then.
Yeah, I believe we had to wait like a week or so until the Dornagal portal was opened in character.
Mhm.
So it's like a week where we were stuck in Kazalgar.
Oh yeah, I remember that. After the Dalran event.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
campaign was,
Yeah.
that was a great campaign, that, by the way.
Yeah, I enjoyed that very well.
Very much, yeah.
I also think
Well,
that it really depends on the group that you have. Because it is my experience that different RP groups will have different rules on portals, depending on,
Yeah.
on their own lore.
Mm-hmm.
One I would argue we can all agree that is not in character is the Dalaran Northrend portal.
Mm-hmm.
Nor
Oh,
the
yeah.
Shadowlands one.
Or Legion.
Yeah, the Legion one's gone as well now.
Yeah.
Azuna
Basically,
is
every
Legion.
portal to Dalaran is just non-existent.
What about
It's-
portals that mage conjure up? Sometimes in RP, I come across mages who can just make a portal to someone's home, for example.
Oh.
What are your thoughts on those?
Personally
feel like
speaking, from
yeah.
my own experience, RPing a mage, I've always gone by the rule of if you've been to that place, you should be able to portal to it.
Yeah.
With of course a couple of exceptions. Obviously, I'm not going to suddenly portal into the Shadowlands, for instance, because that would be a bit weird.
If I were a mage and I've been into Red Cleave's tent, would I be able to just portal in there, like right on the moment when she's having a bubble bath or something?
I mean, you can try
It
it.
is.
You can try at your
It
own
could
peril.
be.
You can try that at your own peril and possibly get your head kicked in, but it might be possible.
From my from my understanding, portals are able to be conjured up across Azeroth by the magic or arcane ley lines, or what are they called?
Mhm.
So it depends where the ley line is. There you can conjure a portal. Or I don't know if Blizzard like follows that rule anymore, because from what I know, Jaina can just pop a portal anywhere.
Oh, that's Jaina Proudmore. She's one of the most experienced. She's one of the most experienced mages, you know.
Yeah, but I just love the idea of like you being a rookie mage and just being able to make a portal that summons you in like the middle of the ocean.
That is an interesting point, though. It does depend, I imagine, on the race of the character and the experience that they have, because I imagine that elves like Sindore, Chaldore, whoever, would obviously have more experience because they live longer.
Just elves.
Oh yeah, elves in general, yeah.
Yeah. I brought this up about the portals because I had it again. It's the second time this has been brought up to me, both in character and out of character, is the portal to Pandaria. And if where that portal takes you, because people have told me two different points of views. People have told me the one to Honeydew from Horde is not open anymore. You can't take that. But then I'm wondering, how would Horde get to Pandaria, and how do Pandarans get to Orgrimmar? And then the other side of it I was brought was the one for the Alliance. I can't remember the name of the town. But the portal that takes over there is in character.
Huh?
So I'm like, why is the Horde one not and the Alliance one is? Where would these portals take you in character?
There are no ships.
Lytris, would the Horde be able to take a portal to the Vale of Eternal Blossoms?
That's what I thought, yeah. That's what I was thinking. That should be the place it goes, yeah.
But the Vale isn't exactly the most welcoming place. I mean, it was the most sacred place in Pandaria at one point, but due to a certain angry orc dumping a heart into water, yeah.
Did we Iceli save and cleanse that place yet? Or Iceli, I mean, in the game, in the lore?
Honestly, I'm not
Or
entirely sure.
Is it still cursed?
I'm pretty sure it's still cursed. I haven't, excuse me, I haven't seen or heard anything to suggest otherwise. I think, I do know that Blizzard are trying to tie up any loose ends when it comes to storytelling. So maybe we might be able to get some kind of closure on that.
I'd assume. Sorry,
Thinking
go on,
about
Zoo.
the Siege of Orgrimmar raid, where the first boss is the living embodiment of the water of the Vale and the entire continent, and we cleansed that, I would think it's quite possible by now that the Vale would have been cleansed in lore.
Would the Pandoran want us wandering around the Vale still, despite what happened, though? That's the question.
I would think it's scarred, similar to how Eversong scarred with the undead march. Is I think it may be cleansed, but it's just like the land is scarred with what happened.
So it's a permanent landscape feature now, in other words. Possibly.
To get back to the topic, it would be possible then for the Horde to portal there. Yeah?
Yeah.
If not Honeydew Village, I don't see why not.
That's what I would agree.
Yeah. If not Honeydew Village, then that's the only point of contact, I'd imagine, with us and Pandaria. Otherwise, it's a very long boat trip to Pandaria and back.
There are the Horde and Alliance bases throughout the continent that are quite well established as well.
Oh yeah, like Karazhan Wilds, right?
The Krasarang Wilds, yes, with the two different bases there for Alliance and Horde, or their Kunlai Summit equivalents.
Oh yeah, good old Kunlai Summit. Fond memories of that place.
In terms of all the other portals, though, out of that topic, the rest of them probably in character. Obviously, the Dalaran's not, and the one to Draenor is the other one I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
Is alternative universe Draenor. that's a no.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a no.
that's definitely a big no-no because you'll be portaling right into the middle of a group of Lightforged. Is it Lightforged? No,
Lightbound.
Lightbound. Sorry,
Lightbound.
yeah, Lightbound. I'm pretty sure fanatical. And
Yeah,
I don't look outside very much.
they've become fanatics.
Yeah.
I do have questions about that though.
Mhm.
The Magar orcs, they
Mhm.
come from there as well.
Yes.
How does that work? Would it not be possible anymore to portal there when they already got through?
I
Interesting.
mean, have you played the quest line to get the Makar orcs?
No,
Oh, so wait, so you don't have Makar orcs unlocked?
no.
Wow, I'm surprised. You played the game longer than me.
I know I've been playing since vanilla, but there are many things I can't be bothered with.
That's true.
And what's wrong with
Every
orcs?
one of us does that from time to time. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna explain it at least to my understanding to you, Vivian. I don't know if should we do this. Should I explain it in the video or should I do it like off video?
I think you can explain it now because the Makar orcs have been out for quite a while now, so I'm pretty sure people are familiar with the quest line. So
Since BFA, I believe.
Go ahead. I'm sure people will want to know.
yeah, go.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Gorgash's history lessons. So let's see. Where do I start? Hold on. Let me rub my beard. So basically, BFA. We needed more. Sylvanas needed more troops. E-Trig, everyone knows E-Trig.
Oh yes.
Went to, I don't know what was his name. I don't remember the names well, but he went to a bronze dragon with you, of course, champion. You did like some quests with him, going to Pandaria, defeating some hallucinations. I don't know. It was really confusing for me. You beat Gorgash. Gorgash. What? Sorry, apologies. Garrosh, sorry, those two names are so similar to me, and it was not intentional when I make that name. Then you teleport with E-Trick to future Draenor, and this might be spoiler warning to everyone who didn't do this. You basically teleport back to the alternative Draenor, but I don't know, I'm not sure, like I'm just spilling nonsense. Like 50 years into the future. Yeah. So you meet Durotan's daughter, who's sister to Thrall, which I'm not gonna say this. It might be a spoiler again, even bigger. But she's basically Thrall's sister from different universe.
Mm-hmm.
Then you meet Grom Hellscream as an old man with white hair, which I was so surprised. I didn't know what was going on. And when I saw him, I immediately
Grandpa
knew.
Grommash.
Yeah. So basically, what you learn is that the Draenei went fanatical. What was the name of the young Draenei?
Yrel.
Yeah, she became the leader of. Well, she did back then, but she was now fanatical, and honestly it broke my heart seeing her like that because I did play a little bit of a Draenor before doing that quest, and I was so heartbroken to see her fall into fanatic, become basically a Scarlet Crusader.
Even worse, I would argue.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but because
Worse.
Scarlet Crusade kills those who do not agree. Meanwhile, the Lightbound, who basically were the Draenei, they became Lightforged, but instead of Lightforged, it's Lightbound because that's how Margar named them. Basically, they forced the orcs to either worship the light with them or get annihilated. Those who did not agree were part of like a resistance who was led by, you guessed it, Grom. And you teleported in the wrong time, and basically Grom thought you were Grom. The Makar orcs thought that you were like the Lightbound, like their agent. It was kind of drama. Grom recognized you, pardoned you. You kill like I don't know how to say it, like a wave of Lightbound. Kind of fun, I guess. It's repetitive. It's not really fun anymore, I guess. But then Grom leaps into battle saying Loktargar, I believe, and it was really epic. Then you get teleported with all the Makar orcs back into Azeroth, and there you have it. So basically,
Wow.
yeah, it's really complicated. You should do it yourself if you want the real experience, right? I'm just supporting.
It is an interesting quest line to be sure.
Yeah, but so basically, right now, in lore and in character, we have two types of Makar orcs: those from Outland, like Gorgash, and those from alternative Draenor.
Mm-hmm. Makar orcs did exist on Outland, as Gorgash just mentioned, because Grashka, my character, came from Garadar, and Garadar being the place where the Makar lived on Outland, because Garadar was once a quarantine village.
Yeah, and for those who do not know, Garrosh actually was a Makar orc from Outland, from that very same village we came from, so we know him.
He was, yes, yeah. He was a chieftain of the Makar at one point.
Oh yeah, I actually forgot about that.
Yep.
I think this would be a good point where we should move on to topic 2.
Ah, yes.
Which is
sorry, I got
leading
into it.
It's leading that way anywhere, but I want to direct this one first of all to Li Jing, our guest, as the second topic is what made you start RPing and where has RP led you now?
Oh God, I'm probably a bit of an anomaly, because I'm one of the few people who has never really done D&D. Where I think a lot of people have their beginning in roleplay. I'm not one of those people.
Heretic.
I know. I have my start in roleplay about 20 years ago, on a very old chat application called IRC. It still exists. It still exists. Thank you, Vivian. Glad one person knows it, and nobody else knows it because it's that old.
I am no longer the only granny here.
Where I ended up somehow being a co-admin on a roleplay based on an anime that was very popular at the time.
Oh, I'm a weeb. Do tell me.
I'm not gonna mention the name for legal reasons.
Ah, fair enough.
Definitely for legal reasons.
put it in the chat. Put it in the chat.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
When I then some years later started at university, I made some really good friends who got me into World of Warcraft, and through that I was introduced to RP servers, and I thought I like roleplay. I'll give it a go, and the rest is history.
Nice.
Well,
very good too.
Better than mine.
So where has that RP led you now? Because I hear you run the cafe and stuff.
Well, I've sort of been on and off. I think I've had sort of an unusual RP journey. Because I don't have a background in D&D, I don't enjoy the D&D style of roleplay where you go and have an event and you use the role system and you defeat enemies. That's not for me. As I came to find out after burnout many times. I sort of fell into trading RP with a guild that I was in, and decided a year and a half ago, I'm gonna try to run my own store. And Li Jing was a character I had in the archives, so I brought her out with the intention of making her a brewery. That's why it's called a brew house, because I wanted the focus to be her wine specifically. But people responded more to her food, so I sort of shifted direction a little bit.
Interesting.
And really, in terms of where it's taken me, it's really a matter of I've met the right people at the right time. that has helped improve my experience and given me a lot of opportunities to, for example, co-own the Tasty Games Tavern with Foxhound Jack and Jack Silver, and be the chief merchant at the conclave each month.
Yeah, and we love seeing you with your little stall everywhere you go.
I definitely love opening it, and if I can do a little bit of plugging, because I have an upcoming project that's in the final works.
Mm-hmm.
Along with two very great friends of mine. I am very unsure of their character names right now. I am very sorry about that. But we are making a pop-up restaurant in a few weeks.
Ooh.
Can I just ask? I'm not really familiar with a pop-up restaurant. Can you explain that to me and the viewers?
Yeah, of course. What will happen is we will open up a ticket sale. It is for charity. There will be a lot more information later on. We'll make sure to get out. But what will happen is we will have a set menu at a specific time and date. We sell tickets, so there's a set number of spots. And when you arrive and have paid for your ticket, you'll be admitted in, you'll be seated, and you'll be guided through a 3-course meal. And we're only open on that specific night. So it's not going to be a weekly thing. It's probably going to end up being a monthly thing, but we'll always change where we are in according to the theme that we're running.
And the menu.
And the menu is going to change every time.
Legion, I have
nice.
an important question.
Do ask.
Will air food be served?
Of course, Vivian. Always for you.
Lovely.
Air
Lovely.
food?
Well, yeah, like I said, Vivian is undead and she's wearing a mask, so she can't eat. She physically can't swallow. There's something wrong with her throat, so she pretends to eat. She
So
just
you're like-
picks up air food and air drinks and holds it to her mask and makes chewing and slurpy noises.
So she's a mime.
Essentially speaking,
Sort of.
bless her.
It is
So-
a running joke between Vivian and I that Li Jing serves the tastiest of air.
Yes.
Oh, dear.
So
Very
yeah, this restaurant sounds undead and Viv proof. So you have my blessing at least.
And of
You're always
course,
welcome.
any
welcome.
available information will be in the description of the YouTube video when this video goes live.
Yes. Yes. Since we're on the topic of when you started role playing, I might as well go to the oldest role player here, Vivian. What's your story?
Yeah, I started role playing when I was 17, and that was over 25 years ago. And it was also on IRC, and it was a Harry Potter chat room. And we were just chatting away, having fun, when somebody, and I don't know who it was, I swear, just came into our chat pretending to be Severus Snape. And we had so much fun RPing with that person. I still don't know up to this day who it was. And when we were finished, a friend of mine whispered me, or DM'd me basically, saying, "Oh, I'm kind of sad it's over. That was really fun." And I said, "Well, let's just go to a private channel and continue then." To which I changed my name to Severus Snape, and we just continued. And that's how it all started, and it spiraled down and down and down, and now I'm stuck in World of Warcraft.
Wow.
So that's how it started.
That's how it all started, but IRC was a purely text-based chat, and the plus side of that was that you had to use your imagination a lot, and now that I'm in WoWRP, you're kind of stuck to set emotes and set mogs and set locations. But the locations and mogs, everything is just so well worked out and beautiful, if not a little bit buggy, that I don't mind so much. And I've been here for 20 years, and I'm gonna stay here for as long as it exists.
And it all started with Harry Potter.
Yes, Harry.
I would have never. That would not be one of my guesses.
Zoo, what about you? What's your story about?
Oh, my start in roleplay. Well, I don't remember my very start too well, but it was in World of Warcraft when I started role playing. I have since branched out to stuff like D&D. But the first time I can properly remember getting into role play would have been in Mists of Pandaria, though I did play and role play during Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, and Cataclysm. But my start there was during the patch of Mists of Pandaria, where the Corcron were active in the Barrens, and I was playing my character Blood Elf Rogue that I still have now, helping a guild I was part of at the time through a D&D style event with progressing through the Barrens and helping to defeat the Corcron.
Mm-hmm.
So your RP started right here in World of Warcraft.
It did, yes.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow.
Might as well mention my start is I started actually my roleplay journey started on Discord. I have a few friends on Discord who own a roleplay server where they've made this whole universe, like they've written out lore for it. There's channels where it's just pages and pages and pages of lore about the world. They've drawn out a whole map, and what we do is there's a roleplay section where each different chat is a different area of the world. So you got a chat for like one of the cities, a chat for the forest, a chat for the mountains or whatever, and then basically wherever your character currently is, you can roleplay in that chat and type out emotes and stuff, and anyone else who's there can interact, and that's how I started RP. And then
Smart.
literally only a few months ago, now I got into World of Warcraft RP and started my journey on there.
Oh.
It does sound fun.
Feels like so much longer, doesn't it? Like
Tell me about it.
1 month in RP feels like 3 months in real life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gorgash,
When
what about
you've
you?
known someone. Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
oh.
Continue.
Sorry, Viv, that was my
My
fault.
turn. Is it my turn? Oh boy.
Your turn.
Yes.
Where do I start? Oh,
At the beginning.
At the start.
At the beginning. Okay. At the beginning, there was a man and a woman.
Only a role playing
but-
scene, for Christ's sake. Come on,
Yeah,
not that.
sorry. I'm just having a little
Not
laugh.
your birth story.
I meant the beginning of life, but okay. But where do I start? My mind is a cloudy place, and I cannot find everything. So the most recent thing I can think of is when I was like, that was like what 8 years ago when I was like 7 years ago when I was like what 13, 12, maybe 14 when I started playing World of Warcraft during Worlds of Draenor actually, and I just leveled characters, but since my parents wouldn't let me have subscription, so I just had to make do with the level 20s. And while watching YouTube, I just started watching like how to role play. Just saw like how to role play, and I watched it, and I wanted to really try it out. So I tried it. Never didn't really work out. No one would want to role play for like a level 20. So it didn't really work out. After that, I basically just since like what a year ago, I used a app. Forgot the name. Where it was like text, where you just role play through text. I've done that for like 5 years. So I've had some experience of role playing for a bit, but it wasn't that good. Then quite recently, like 4 months ago, I got to World of Warcraft because why not? I just got the new PC. I wanted to try it like, after all these years, so I logged in and just leveled up a character. went to Stormwind and just tried to blend in as much as possible. Then I'm not exactly sure how it happened, but I met a guy who introduced me to all of the role playing, to TRP and all that. It was very confusing from the beginning, but I got the hang of it. The person who got me into role playing, may I say his in-character name?
Yeah, of course.
All right, many of you might know him, especially you guys from the Alliance. Tyler Stanford.
Titus?
Many of you might know him. He's actually the one who recommended me some of the questions we'll be having. Just a little shout out and a thanks to him for having us do something.
That name does
but-
sound familiar, I must admit. I think I might have seen him out Stormwind a couple of
It
times.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's really popular.
Yeah.
Like he's really well known. He's really wise. He's not old, by the way. But one of my Alliance characters is his apprentice, and I know him. Sorry, Tyler. I've not been able to get into some of the Alliance roleplays you and our guild have been doing, but I just I'm just too busy.
I'm sure he'll forgive you.
Yeah, but like he introduced me to role playing, and from there I just started role playing with him. Then I really wanted to try a BlackRock orc because I've been watching some videos from some of the YouTubers about orcs, and I just really wanted to be a BlackRock because they were so cool. And yeah, I made Gorgash, and the first event I found on internet was a Orgrimmar Market Night, and that's where I met Red Cleaver and
Hello.
Zoo and everyone else.
We have
That's,
more news about markets later when the calendar comes.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, that was like 3 months ago when I joined the clan.
Oh,
Speaking
yeah.
of
I
Red
remember.
Cleaver,
He's
Yeah,
like
do
more
I
than
dare?
that.
Do I dare ask, Red Cleaver, what was your starting journey then?
Oh boy,
Right,
I want to hear
well,
this.
brace yourselves then. It all started several years ago when I...
Copycat.
No. It started when I was living in my old house. I remember quite vividly. I was sitting in the main room, and suddenly this advert for World of Warcraft Vanilla came up on the TV, and I was like, that game would be good if I didn't have to pay for it. But lo and behold, my mum had bought me the game without telling me.
Wow.
Thank you, Red Cleaver's mom.
thank you.
I'll pass on your thanks. Don't worry.
None of us would be here.
But I started my career, as it were, on Darkmoon Fair before Argent Dawn. I got my Night Elf Druid. I remember quite vividly that the first few days of playing through Teldrassil, which was interesting to say the least. I then, surprisingly, I can actually remember the first guild I was in. It was the Order of Alexstrasza. Very nice people. It introduced me to things like MRP, which was a thing back then.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm not really familiar with that.
it's
because,
basically an older version of TRP.
Less
Yeah.
features. But
Less features.
Yeah, that's why it sounds the same.
Exactly. And yeah, it just spiraled from there, really. I've always liked the idea of RPing characters. I'm heavily into fantasy myself, being a complete nerd.
Same.
Yeah.
Like I am really into sci-fi as well.
Oh, absolutely.
But when it comes to fantasy, that's just
It's a
way
whole new
better
level, isn't
for
it? Yeah.
me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I just love the idea of magic. Like sci-fi is just guns. We already have that.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think one has to be either a sci-fi or a fantasy nerd in order to play World of Warcraft at all.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Be
That's the
a
target
part of the
audience,
Nerd Kingdom,
and-
yeah.
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 And it is both addressed. Like the Draenei are very sci-fi,
hmm
and the dwarves, for example, are very fantasy. And
Absolutely,
the
yeah.
elves.
Yeah,
So
and
it's a
And or-
mix.
spent a couple of years RPing my Night Elf, who, by the way, is now on Argent Dawn. Yeah.
Welcome, I guess.
The way I've RP'd him since then, I've RP'd him as the grumpy old bear, who's based on Bjorn from The Hobbit, by the way. Great character, great character. And he hasn't really changed much since then. He now wanders around Duskwood, more specifically the Twilight Grove, helping out where he can. So if anyone sees a grumpy bear walking along the road of Duskwood or in the Twilight Grove, that would most likely be me.
Also had your start on another server with my RP.
Several reasons. I can't remember why I swapped over from Darkmoon Fair, but it was quite a while ago. But I'm glad I did, of course, because I met you guys. And my second character, of course, was Horde Side, and it was the character who later became Red Cleaver. So, but of course, back then Maghar weren't out yet, so she was a Green Orc back then when she first started out. But when Warlords came out, or whenever it was Maghar came out, I race swapped her, and the rest is history, really.
Red Cleaver went through skin color
I do seem to remember the old Red Cleaver vaguely.
I do not.
Well, back then she was known as Skull Splitter, but
wow,
yeah,
original.
This goes to show that you can really start RP from anywhere you like.
Yeah,
anywhere, anytime.
Even just talking. Like, even on Halloween, you can roleplay and just get into it.
I'll always remember, though, the first RP encounter I had when I was RP on Horde was when I was leveling in the Northern Barrens, and as people who worked in Vanilla, people who played during Vanilla know the utter ball ache that was Zebra Hooves. Yeah. Sue just sighed there because he knows what I'm on about. It was, and I remember hunting the zebra for God knows how long, and of course this was back in during the time when warriors could use bows. I was hunting zebra, and of course along came this other person, and I started role playing with him. I thought, great, I really got into it. Then I got involved with a group back then called the Blackjaw. And the Blackjaw were the old school orc clan type,
When I think about that, names like Blackjaw and Skull Splitter.
Yeah.
Why can't we ever just have an orc cult bunny cuddler or something? Why does it always have to be?
Because orcs, Vivian.
Gorfang!
I can just imagine an orc just being called Jack Doodleson.
But then again, Viv, you say that we got Baurg Warmwolf, so that's about as close as you can get to a soft name ever.
Well, we will hear more about Baurg later on, everybody.
Oh,
because
boy.
we have a Baurg's wisdom for you to finish our podcast with.
Yes.
A little teaser for the end there. You have something to look forward to.
Speaking of events and RPM and whatnot, I believe it's now time to move on to Vivian's calendar.
Ooh, the calendar.
Go ahead.
And it is now Vivian's calendar. All right, everybody. I am going to tell you the event up to Saturday the 23rd. So if you are listening to this after Saturday the 23rd, feel free to skip this bit. All right, here we go. My sources are mainly the ADEU RP server on Discord and also argentarchives.org. Some of these events I had to look up myself, and I am a little bit scared of the forums. So if you've placed your event on there and I missed it, I'm very sorry. Here we go. We recorded this on Friday the 15th, so I'm going to start at Saturday the 16th. First of all, I would like to point out the Day of Awakening. This is the Draktir's Conclave event. Yes, can you believe it? It's been 2 years already since the Draktir came to join us on this server. I don't know if it feels like longer or shorter. Well, I'll leave that up to you. The dress code for this amazing party is draconic, so feel free to go nuts with your transmog wings and that sort of thing. Share stories, play games, dance, there's racing, there's sparring, food and drinks, of course. I believe Lijing will also be there, right, Lijing?
I certainly will be, and there will also be various other things for sale thanks to the amazing vendors that are joining us.
Oh yeah, there's stands and everything. And there's also going to be a moment of remembrance. So please bring your lanterns if you got them. Or you could bring a candle if you like. You can buy them in Merelda. They are called holy candles and they last for 15 minutes. It is located, you might want to know that, in Heimel Nagrand. That's OOC. Icily, it's in the Walking Shores. It already starts at 7:30 realm time, so be there early. It is meant for the Draktyr, but also friends of the Draktyr, so you might also be welcome if you like the Draktyr. Info on argentarchives.org. Contact Zero, also known as Ellie. Right, on Saturday and Sunday as well, there is the 13th Celestial Tournament. There will be poetry and storytelling, a kite race, a drinking competition, and a tournament to find out which Celestial most favors us now. Stalls are welcome, and of course there will be lots of Pandaren food. You will find it in the Shrine of Fellowship Pandaria. It starts at 8 p.m. realm time, and it is from Thursday to Sunday, but, well, like I said, it's already Friday on the day of recording, so you've already missed 2 days, but you can still go there tomorrow and the day after. It is a mainly Pandaren event. Pandaren of both factions are welcome, and friends of the Pandaren that are attending are allowed to come, but they are not allowed to enter the tournament. They may participate in the games, though. Information on the forums, not on AA. DruidCon has been happening for the past 2 days and will continue for 2 days more. There are stalls, there are talks, there are plays. There's a bit of everything. There's even Kaseko handing out food. There are bards. Yeah, you can still join it tomorrow and the day after, I believe. It starts at 7. Oh, hey! Aha! I have news. It's the finale of the conclave tomorrow, so it's not for 2 more days, only today and tomorrow. Enjoy your stay before it all goes away until next year. There is a special event hosted by Rethian Moonshred. It's in Belameth, Amirdrasil. Starts at 7 p.m. realm time. It's for neutral, so everyone's welcome. I have also the Wolf's Gate Joust. It is in Kiel Harbor, Gilneas. It starts at 8 p.m. realm time, and it is Alliance only. What would you believe in Kiel Harbor, Gilneas? Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I do know that there will be another Wolf's Gate Joust the next day, so feel free to check it out. There is a bar. The Gallows will be open at Bismo's Brawl Pub in Stormwind. Starts at 7 p.m. Right, moving on. I'm sorry that took so long. I will keep the rest a little shorter. Sunday, the 17th, the Horde weekly gathering at the Crossroad, Northern Barrens, 8 p.m. realm time. It is of course Horde only because it's called the Horde weekly gathering. So grab your Hordy Dosey Do and go there and have fun. The 13th Celestial Tournament is continuing that day with the Bamboo Challenge. It is at the Shrine of the Fellowship Pandaria at 8 p.m. realm time for Pandaren of both factions. The Wolf's Gate Joust, like I said before, also on Sunday. Kiel Harbor, Gilneas, 8 p.m. realm time, Alliance. Last but not least, on Sunday, the Gilneas City Market, Merchant Square, Gilneas City, 8 p.m. realm time. There, of course, will be stalls, likely bards. Yeah, what can I say? It's a market. Go there, have fun, buy stuff. Monday the 18th, there's gonna be something special, you guys. I hope you guys have seen The Remarkable Life of Ibelin on Netflix. If you haven't, please do. Ibelin's run is on Monday the 18th. It is a run through Stormwind, Elwyn, Westfall, Duskwood, Red Ridge and back. It is the same run that Ibelin used to run when he was still RPing with us. With us role players, I mean, not with us personally. Bring fireworks if you like, and dress up as if you would do on a daily jog. Whisper Reike for info or check argentarchives.org. Tuesday, the 19th, a soup kitchen in the Blue Recluse for Stormwind's less fortunate. Brought to you by the Dove. It starts at 8, ends at 10. That was a nice short one. The Dalaran Market is coming back. Of course, not in the ruins of Dalaran, don't be silly. It's gonna be in Dawn's Blossom, Pandaria, and everyone is welcome. It's neutral. And as you're used to, it's got stalls, general goods, clothing, shout out to TK Studios, snacks, tea, Suzaku. Yep. Li Jing, will you be there on Tuesday?
Always. Always
Li Jing
there.
will be there. Get your noodles or your Invisi noodles if you can't eat, like Vivian. There's probably going to be a bard. There's almost always a bard. There's going to be lots of socializing, etc., etc. Starts at 8. So, Tuesday, Dalaran Market, Dawn's Blossom, Pandaria. There is another market. It is the Darkshire Trade Night, but that one is only for Alliance. And it is in Darkshire. For the shady and not so shady characters to come and trade. On Wednesday the 20th, there's going to be something different, you guys. Wednesday the 20th is going to be, well, let's face it, it's going to be my day. I'm going to be hosting the OOC Cafe, and you're all welcome. It is a slightly different event from the ones you are used to, because you can come as OOCU. You don't have to say anything you don't want to say. If you want to keep your name private, if you want to keep your location private, do it. Just only say the things that you are comfortable with. Come and meet your fellow RPers. Occasionally I will throw in an icebreaker question to keep the conversation going. They will mostly be about RP. So come and geek out with your fellow RPers in Ashran Stormshield at 8:30 realm time. It may be an Ashran Stormshield, but the Horde can enter it too. So you can go there on any character you like, and I'll explain the rest when you get there. On Friday the 22nd, TK Studios will be opening their Stormwind shop, and their music robot Vic will be playing the music, if she doesn't have a malfunction, of course. Last but not least, Saturday the 23rd, I have 2 final events for you. One of them is the monthly gathering Assembly of Dusk. You will find it in the Temple of Wisdom, Storm Peaks at 8. It welcomes any with vested interests in the Void to a gathering of like-minded individuals in Northrend. A discussion of recent events in which the death of Ansurak will be acknowledged. Oh, that was a spoiler, maybe. Despite the generally antagonistic nature of the Void, this meeting is not for evil-aligned characters, although they can attend, provided they are well-behaved and undercover. Last, the Dove's Disguise Duel Sinister Scarlets in the Blue Recluse Stormwind. Everyone dresses up by the monthly theme, and the monthly theme is Sinister Scarlet, so I assumed will be red. A night of costumes, contests, and rewards where the best themed disguise wins. That was it, everybody.
Well done, Vivian. As always, that's really good.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
Sorry
you.
it was so
Good.
much.
Not at all. That was really good. Yeah. And on that very cheery note, shall we move on to the final segment of our podcast, and that is RP Funny Moments. Yeah,
Ooh.
slight warning here. We were given a RP Funny Moment here that may have a few not safe for work words, shall we say, but they're not that bad. On that note, who's going to be the one brave enough to read them?
Oh, well, I do have them all typed out, but they're mostly TK Studio typos.
Okay.
I do have a quick one that isn't really a roleplay story, but it's definitely a funny story I could share just before.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
alright.
have any.
Fair enough. Then.
I just talked for 10 minutes, so feel free to go
Yeah.
first, and I can tell you the bit that I've got later.
Yeah, so I had a moment. It's not really an RP story, but it's quite funny to share. So with all of the players coming in recently for the anniversary event, Stormwind is packed. I think I mentioned this last episode as well, that Stormwind is crowded, overfull, and laggy as hell. But I was coming in from the anniversary area in Silithus, and I was taking the portal back to Stormwind. And as I took the portal, it was a longer loading screen than normal, so I thought, it must be just because Stormwind's very full. And when I loaded in, me and about 6 other players were dumped in the middle of the ocean on the other side of the Eastern Kingdoms. I don't know why. It was just, we all got teleported into the middle of the ocean just east of Burning Steps. And none of us knew why, and we're very confused. I think it might have been because Stormwind was just overcrowded with too many players. But it was quite funny to see everyone's reaction of like, why are we in the ocean?
I can
I had a
imagine.
similar oopsie with my
is a new
undead mage. With my undead mage, I portaled to Undercity. And suddenly I ended up in the middle of a blight-infested city and died within 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, that happened to me as well.
And me.
It seems to be one of those moments where a glitch actually makes the game more interesting.
But I wonder
so
when,
you
when
have
they
to-
will fix the Undercity blight thing.
Eventually, I'm sure we will.
I hope.
Speaking of Forsaken, Vivian, you said you had something from TK Studios to mention?
I do, and I feel almost embarrassed for taking up so much my time. I'm sorry, you guys.
No,
Yeah,
go
we
ahead.
love hearing you.
We got a message from a friend, Jack Skinner, and the Pancake Master. He said, and I quote, "Not exactly funny story, but I always love it when typos change the dynamic of an RP. Been to many in-game weddings when people have killed the bride or kissed the bridge. Most recent one was my character refilled Viv's mom for her instead of her mug.
Wow.
Oh dear.
So
Oh dear.
I started some digging in the TK Studio server and found a bunch more typos that we had in RP. For example, Yavanna once tried to sit on a planter, but instead she shat on it by going, "Yavanna shit on the planter."
Yeah, that.
There are going to be many shits in this one. For example, Kari. Kari is the CEO of TK Studios, the clothing shop. So she often sells shit, like in this case, Kari would pick up one of the shits in the requested style. She hands it over with a smile.
Oh no.
There we are, there we
Oh,
are,
no.
darling. Just 10 silvers.
A shit for 10
Yeah.
silvers? Damn!
Oh my god.
And she would give it to you in a bug instead of a bag, because Kari picks up a bug with the TK Studios logo on the front and neatly folds the shirts inside. This time it were shirts at least, not shit.
I
Which
had
character
a
pooped that out?
yeah.
Mm.
I had a similar
And-
situation once when I was DMing an event. This is during the early days of the Iron Wolf clan. We were in Winter Spring, facing off against demons. You know those ones that float around with the tentacles underneath them? What are they called?
Yes.
What are they called?
Observers.
Observers,
Yeah,
thank you.
observers.
Thank you. Yeah, and we had a couple of observers floating towards us and flinging their tentacles at us. But my character, Slash yelled, instead of tentacles, duck, she yells out, testicles, duck.
Oh no.
I mean, they're kind of the same in case of bad demon.
Testicles duck.
I had a
Yes.
similar thing happen once in Dungeons and Dragons when I was playing it.
Oh,
I
but
mean, it's always funny when someone misspells something, or
it always
or
is, yeah.
in my case, I always jump for no reason because I'm trying to type, but I misclick, so I click out of the text bubble, and I just jump,
Yeah, we've all
and then
been there.
everyone just repeats it after me.
Yeah,
Right,
Oh,
Zoom?
Of course.
It's
Nobody jumps alone.
absolutely.
No one
it's the
jumps
worst.
alone.
It's the worst part when I go to start typing, but I haven't pressed enter to start typing, so I just bring up every menu in existence.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
I do have a couple of more typos if you want.
Please do.
All right. Here's one called For Fusk Cake. Well, you can imagine what that was supposed to be. We have one. This one might be a bit risque. Kari holds up a vial of thick gay liquid. Whoops! It was supposed to be grey. You guys.
Oh.
Grey liquid.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
rainbow colored liquid.
Yeah,
now.
Yeah.
one is gray, one is rainbow.
And here's another one. Kari would wave at Viv before shitting the door. I have one of Dee Dee. Who here knows Dee Dee, the little gnome?
Yeah, I know Dee Dee.
I do.
I
know
do
that.
not.
Very, very sweet person.
Yeah.
Well, Dee Dee tried to look around the edge of a door once, but instead she said, Dee Dee pees a bit past the entrance to see what lays inside. Yeah.
Oh no.
Now hold on. It doesn't have to be about pee, but it's about peas, the vegetable.
Ah, very true. Could have been.
Yeah.
Could have been.
Do not
could have
think
been.
dirty, you.
I have two more.
Mhm.
One where Kari, instead of gasping, says, Kari lets out the biggest gas.
Wow.
Now that is dirty. I do not have any safe word for that one.
Oh wow.
And last but not least, Darius and Nathan. Darius was mentioning Nathan rescues a lot of animals, and Nathan said, "I've had everything from tigers and bears to dicks and dragons. Ducks! I said ducks." Speaking of
Nice.
Darius, I need to say one last thing, and then I'll shut up. I promise. Darius has this bookshop, and he has it open once every other week in the Dalaran market in Jade's Forest, Dawn's Blossom. The thing about his bookshop is that you, the writer, can hand in stories to Darius, and Darius will pass on these stories with a link to the one who purchases it in their shop. So if you have something written that you feel should be published, if your character has written a story or an essay or anything you find interesting, you can poke Darius on Discord, send them your story, and they will then put it on their list of purchasable books in the store. They will spread the link. They will spread your story so everyone can read it.
I don't like where this is going.
No. That's literally it. That's just.
I
no.
thought you were gonna make like a funny story.
No. It's
like,
just
someone published something by accident.
Well,
Wow.
go ahead. I would say.
No,
Just
Gorgash is not that smart.
no flying testicles, please.
Yes, no tentacles or testicles publishing.
Oh dear, but yes, any information about the bookshop will of course be available in the description below.
Yes, I have a link. And I
Fantastic.
will share it with you guys.
Fantastic. And now, speaking of wisdom,
Oh, here we go.
here we go. Now, for context before we move on, for those who don't know, we have a peon in the Iron Wolf clan called Baurg Warmwolf.
Yep.
And he's come up with a few words of very interesting wisdom, which I believe we should share with the rest of the RP community. And
Yes.
it is
They're
now,
the words of the god.
let's hear the words of the Almighty and the most wise, not wisdom, the most wise Baurg. And Lightress here has the floor. So away
I
you
will
go.
share two. Yes, I will share two here because one's quite short. So for the context for this one, a little while ago, Vivian, you were in a wheelchair in character.
Yeah.
And the very short one of Baurg's words of wisdom was cripple charge as Baurg tries to push Vivian's wheelchair.
Cripple charge.
Do not laugh. That's very mean.
Did he push me into battle? Because I can't quite remember.
That's all the context I
Cripple
have.
charge.
I remember I remember that Gorgash always had to help Vivian like go upstairs or something, like pick the whole wheelchair up and put her back down.
Oh yeah.
So
Bless him.
the second one I have here, Baurg's word of wisdom. This one's a little bit better. Every night when Baurg goes sleep, Farsi Russia must blow raspberry on Baurg's tummy to make me giggle.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That's a bar quote.
Yeah, that's a Baurg quote. Yes.
He likes to have cherries on him.
Raspberries. There's different Gorgash.
Well, he
Never
sent
mind.
me-
I guess I guessed it wrong.
No
He
worries.
has sent me a few words of wisdom as well, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't read them yet, so I'm not quite sure what we're going to expect here.
Oh boy.
It's two paragraphs basically. It goes like this: Ice cream fuels the happiness of this world, and happiness fuels love, and love heals this war-torn world. Ice cream is sacred medicine. If your stomach can't handle ice cream, your life is doomed. But even then, there is hope, as other people can take care of you with the ice cream they consume to fuel their love. Work, work. Well, the work was something I added, but yeah. Baurg's words
I'm
of
actually
wisdom.
actually surprised. I don't know Baurg that I don't know him that well, but I wouldn't have guessed he would say that much.
Baurg is an
Yeah.
interesting character because he comes across as your average peon, but every now and again he'll give you these little pearls of wisdom, and you think to yourself, "Who are you again?" You know. Bless him.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
definitely one of the
you-
favourites in the clan.
Yeah, but when that peon wears his armor, he's dangerous.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You don't mess with Baurg. You don't come in between Baurg and his ice cream. Trust me.
Yeah. No. But I believe
I
that
always
is
wonder.
all.
Yeah, sorry, apologies.
All right.
Please
I
continue.
believe that is all for the podcast. Is it not, Crash?
I believe it is. Yes,
Yeah,
unless anyone has anything else they want to add before we end.
I was wondering if Legion had any words of wisdom for us as well.
Oh yeah, DJ.
I have one word of wisdom that it's along the lines of like Eastern wisdom inspired by Pandaren culture.
Oh.
But because Legion is still struggling with both Common and Orcish, it turns into really, really weird words of wisdom. Among them, my favorite is, "Wherever you are, go. There you are. Yes?"
Yes.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Yes.
I like that a lot.
If I can share a story that's about a year and a half old by now, when I just had opened the brew house. It's not particularly funny, but I think it is interesting in terms of what you can get role players to do with just a small prompt. So I had the brew house opened up in a Stormwind market, which was the biggest market I had ever attended at the time. And I had a very, very, very long line, and I was very busy. And I got worried that people wouldn't wait in line and they would leave. So I as Legion started saying, when you've read the menu, you decided what you want, please pass it backwards, to encourage the line to talk to one another and engage a little bit.
Clever.
And what started was essentially just menus sort of crowd surfing down this line. And the people in front, they would come up and they would actually receive menus just to pass them back before they would order.
That's quite ingenious, actually.
Yeah. I thought to myself, this is a testament to what you can get role players to do.
It's surprising. Yeah, it really is surprising.
With very, very little. People have a tendency to sort of, we would say in my native tongue, grab the ball in the air. Which does not make much sense, but they have a tendency to sort of just roll with whatever happens, which I think is interesting.
It is very interesting, and maybe we can discuss that. Sorry, Vivian.
Legion said to grab the ball in the air, and then there was a pause, and I could just hear Grashka going, "Ah," like he understood what she was saying.
I am British, okay? I'm trying to be polite.
That's fair. That's very fair.
But on that note, I believe it's time for us to end. Thank you once again for stopping and listening to our podcast. Any useful links will be in the description below. And
thank you, Li Jing, for joining us.
Thank you, Li Jing, for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
And Gorgash as well. Yeah, and Gorgash as well. Thank you for joining us, both of you.
Yeah, it was really fun. I hope I will get to, meet every all of the viewers, and be here again.
Well, if you're good, Gorgash, we'll let you back on. All right.
What do you mean you let me?
Anyway, I will now say goodbye and looking forward to doing this again with you guys.
Thank you,
Yes.
and until
I
next
shall
time.
say goodbye too. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks for
Bye.
listening.
Bye.
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 Bye.